What's going on, everyone? I'm back with another video. Last time I uploaded was WSS, the off season. I uploaded weeks 1 and 2, and today I'm going to be uploading the rest of my regular season games. Basically, I could not record since I last uploaded because of computer issues, but now I'm finally back. So today I thought we would just go through all my regular season games and kind of give a reaction to them, seeing this league finished probably like a couple months ago by now, so don't really remember too much, but I think that could be fun just to react. Obviously I have some idea of what happened because I played the games, but yeah, I figured we'd just run through the regular season games here, and then for my next video I'll go through playoff games. Spoilers, I made playoffs. So yeah, let's start off here. We're going up against Lily. I don't even remember any of the team names, really. However, as you can see, my team is Tapu Koko, Ho-Oh, Hawlucha, Primarina, Garchomp, and Celebi. And my opponent has Vileplume, I believe that's Mega Altaria, Genesect, Excadrill, Marshadow, and Diancie. So obviously the big thing right away is the Marshadow. I believe they had first overall pick in the draft and they got Marshadow, which makes sense. Marshadow is an absolute beast, so that's definitely a problem for the team. Besides that though, yeah, I think I believe I played this game on another computer, and the computer was like pretty much broken, so I remember just like misclicking a lot of the moves and the computer just completely like breaking down. No excuses, of course, but there were a couple of plays that I didn't even want to make that they just ended up going through. However, this was actually a really good game, so I think it will be fun to go over. As for my team, I don't really remember what my team is. I think it's just a standard Hawlucha with Electric Seed, and then yeah, I really don't remember. So let's just go through the game here. Okay, sorry if the sound just destroyed your ears. Hopefully it doesn't actually pick up on the recording. Anyway, I lead with Primarina, he leads with the Genesect, goes for the U-turn, and goes into the Vileplume. And this Vileplume, like, I definitely didn't respect this Vileplume enough. I know I have like a Ho-Oh and a Hawlucha, but this ended up being a pretty big problem for my team actually. So I definitely didn't give this mod enough respect. Go for the Skull, that does nothing. It does reveal to be Black Sludge. I'm just going to go into my Ho-Oh here, as he makes a switch out into his Diancie. That's obviously going to force me out. I don't want to be taking a Diamond Storm. She does just set the rocks up, which is the smart play for sure. I go into my Celebi, go for a Hidden Power. I have no idea what Hidden Power that is. I believe it's Fire for the Genesect. Yeah, it's Fire. And now I'm just going to go for a Psychic. And this reveals to have Hyper Voice, so potentially Special Altaria. Roost as well. Obviously the rocks up is not good for my Ho-Oh, but I do manage to get a Toxic off on this Altaria, and she's just going for another Hyper Voice, so that does nothing. I don't really care about Hyper Voice. Go for another Toxic, predicting the switch out, because it appears that the best thing they have is Hyper Voice. So yeah, gonna go into my Celebi now as they make the switch into Genesect, which is a good play. I believe this is Scarfed. It would make sense to be Scarfed. I can go back into my Ho-Oh to be able to take the hit. And now the Marshadow's on the field. The threat is here. I go into my Koko. This might have been a misplay where I misclicked, because I don't think I should have gone Koko there. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I do have Roost on this Koko though. Koko's actually a big issue for his team, and he goes for Spectral Thief here, and I am lefty's Koko, so there we go. Now we know my item. I just keep going for Roost, I believe, because I can take the hits. He's going to go into his drill now. She's going to go into her drill now. I sack the Ho-Oh. So yeah, those rocks were definitely a problem. You can probably speed this game up a bit, to be honest, seeing I can't really remember much. Garchomp gonna go for the Quake, and they just let it die, so that's nice. Back into the Genesect, obviously I'm scared out for a potential Ice Beam. Goes for the T-Bolt though, makes a really nice play there actually, catching my Primarina, and switches out. I guess so I can't go into Garchomp after. I go for the rest, does reveal to have Sludge Bomb. I figure I go for the rest there, but seeing I believe I was in Rocks range, was I? And yeah, Strength Sap makes this even more of an issue. Like, it's like just crippling my whole team, especially seeing I lost the Ho-Oh now. My only other like great way of dealing with it is the Hawlucha. So I'm definitely setting up for a Hawlucha win at this point. And it actually looks like it can win. Like, it kills pretty much everything. And I believe I have Iron Head on it for the Diancie. Don't really remember. I might have Iron Head on it. Pretty sure I did. But yeah, besides that, the Marshadow is going to die to an Acro. The Vileplume, I think it will die to an Acro at +2. Yeah. Altaria is going to die. That just leaves the Genesect, which I think will die to a high jump kick, maybe. I don't know. We're not going to calc it though. Yeah, I'm just kind of talking over the game at this point. Make the switch into my Garchomp as they go Altaria. I figure I can just go Coco here, but they make the switch back out into Genesect. That Coco is still really nice here because of the speed, obviously. If I lose Coco, then my Shadow becomes a problem. So I kind of just need to get Hawlucha in when it can set up and go for game. Otherwise, it's not looking good. So just gonna stack my Primarina here as they go for the Strength Sap. Gets a lot of HP back. Gosh, this Vileplume was so annoying. Now it's gonna be able to kill me. And here, I believe I go Hawlucha without the terrain. Go for an SD without the terrain. I mean, I outspeed. No, I don't outspeed. I just had to go into this to kill the Vileplume because my Coco can't beat it and my Garchomp can't beat it, and I need to keep Ho and the Coco in the back. This means they can just go for a Shadow Sneak now. So Hawlucha's dead. At least I got rid of the Vileplume though. I can go for a T-Bolt. That's going to be a 2-hit KO. And I believe here I like I obviously had to go for the T-Bolt. But I don't know, I think I got mixed up here and thought I could take a hit. Take 2 from the Marshadow. But obviously I can't, that did way too much. Yeah, I believe I miscalculated there and thought that I could leave a Spectral Thief into a Shadow Sneak and then just be able to roost after the Spectral Thief until I got up to a decent amount of HP and then kill it with another T-Bolt. But I definitely was not, I think I had to be at full to even have a chance at living that, so yeah, I can go into my, this is Scarf Chomp by the way, can go into my Scarf Chomp to kill up the Marshadow. However, the Genesect is here. It is Scarfed, I do outspeed it though. I'm not sure if this was a roll. I think it was a roll to kill with the Earthquake, but I think it was like really low chance of me being able to kill this. So yeah, obviously I don't get the roll and they live on 2 HP, so that was a brutal loss. Yeah, that was definitely a roll. I think it was in their favor though. Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat here and yeah, I still thought I had it in the end there because the automatic set for Genesect, I believe, is Hasty Nature. But obviously it wasn't hasty, so I think I still had a chance to kill, but it was pretty low. But that was a great game. GG for sure. 2%. Like, that was a nail biter. So now we're, what, 2-1? Let's move on to the next game versus Mora. Obviously I played Mora a lot. We always have great games. He's, like, definitely a very strong opponent. And as we can see here, he has quite the team. He's got the Groudon Magina combo with Crobat, Haxorus, Cofagrigus, and Seismitoad. So obviously Groudon plus Magina, extremely scary. Like, duh, that's gonna be scary for any team. The Haxorus, if it gets a Dragon Dance up, can be a problem. And then besides that, yeah, my team, I went with dual screens Coco for this week actually, and I just went with a standard electric seed Holution. Basically my plan was just to set up screens and then like U-turn out and set up. I think that's a nasty plot. 3 attack Celebi. Garchomp is Z move? Question mark? Was this Z move? I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was SD Dragonium, because if Garchomp sets up an SD and that Haxorus is not scarfed, look at his team. Like, I can like Z move the Seismitoad. He's not going to want to go into his Magina on a Garchomp, so Dragonium Z, like, unless he wants to really make that play. When I could easily be Groundium Z as well, like, sure, go right ahead. The Dragon Z can also destroy the Cofagrigus, and then I can just like Earthquake and Dragon Claw the Crobat. So Garchomp's definitely a huge win con in this game, and then like I said, just set up screens with Coco. We got Holucha there. Holucha beats everything on his team. It's a huge problem. The only thing stopping me is the Cofagrigus, so I need to weaken that down. And then I don't know what the Ho and the Primarina was specs actually. I believe it had like Moonblast and Energy Wall and stuff like that. I don't even remember what the Ho was, but yeah. Let's start this game. So he leaves with his Groudon, as I'm going to leave with my Primarina. Basically, I need damage on this Groudon. I know I can take a hit from it. He goes for the Earthquake. That does a ton, and I crit him 75%. I don't know how much the crit mattered. Well, I mean, it obviously mattered in terms of like now like getting it low is just great, and obviously, as you can see here, he overpredicts the next turn and goes for a Fire Punch. Like, after the game we talked and he said he wasn't going to go for the Fire Punch. I didn't get the crit, I don't know if I even 2-hit KO'd him about the crit. Like, I just needed damage on this thing. So it probably mattered in that sense, in terms of like now his Groudon's just gone to 2 Moonblasts and he didn't kill my Primarina. But yeah, he goes Crobat here. I'm just going to sack the Primarina. I have no reason to really go into anything else. So let's me get my Coco in now and start setting up the screens, because yeah, like I said, Garchomp is just such a big problem for him. I set up the Reflect, got into my Celebi. As he knocks off my Focus Sash, I was actually Focus Sash Celebi, which is amazing. Yeah, that's great. I'm just going for a Psychic here because I assumed he would switch into like Crobat or something, but like there's no real reason for him to when he has Magina. I go into my Ho because I can completely take on the Crobat. He does reveal Super Fang though, so yeah, definitely like really solid from his part. Does allow me to just go back into Coco, though I thought he would switch there, fearing an electric move, but he didn't, so I Toxic, and then I just set up my Reflect and get out of there, go back into my Celebi. He's just going to be able to go Magina. I Giga Drain. Chipping the Magina down is nice, definitely, to put it in range of Holucha. I think Holucha is, like, after any sort of tiny chip will kill it. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for a Sacred Fire here. Don't get the burn. Go back into my Coco. And yeah, at this point I'm just, like I said, I'm thinking Garchomp can definitely just win this game. I don't know if the Haxorus is scarfed or not though. That's kind of an issue. I do just go into my Garchomp now, click Earthquake, and kill off the Seismitoad. So now he goes into the Haxorus, and it's a kind of a big decision here. If he's not scarfed, I can obviously just Z-move this and kill it, and then I'll win the game from there, because obviously Earthquake can kill the Magina. Crobat can't really touch me besides Super Fang, and I can just SD up and do a lot to the Cofagrigus as well. So yeah, like if he's not scarfed, like I win. However, like if you think about it here, what he's gonna send in on my Garchomp after I just killed his Seismitoad. Like, he's not going to go Crobat because I beat that. He's not going to go Magina because I can Earthquake that. And then he shouldn't really go Cofagrigus either, because otherwise he's just opening himself up to Hawlucha. So I figure here that he's bluffing the Scarf, because I don't know, I just really felt like he was bluffing the Scarf here, because he can't go into anything else. His only play is to go into the Haxorus, so I just felt like he could be kind of trick me there. But the other reason why I decided to stay in here and just fire off the Z move is because if I do switch and like he predicts me to be scared of the Scarf and he clicks Dragon Dance, I actually probably just lose the game right there. In fact, I do lose. So I can't let him Dragon Dance up, and at the same time, if he isn't Scarf, I win the game right here. So I definitely felt like it was worth staying in here. But obviously, he does reveal to be Scarfed. He kills me with the Outrage, which sucks. But obviously, that does mean he's locked in. So I can go into my Coco now and get a Toxic off on this thing, because nothing else on my team really beats the Haxorus. So getting a Toxic off on it is nice. And then I'm just going to set up my light screen again. U-turn out. Going to go into the Ho-Oh here. His best play is just to keep going for the Super Fang. And I'm going to switch back into Coco again. Like, my only way of winning now is the Hawlucha, but he has a full HP Cofagrigus, so that's an issue. I can't really win if that thing's that healthy. And here's where it sucked also, right? So I go into my Ho-Oh, he goes for the Poison Jab, crits me, so I'm like expecting I can go into my Ho-Oh here, right? As like a safe pivot in on the Haxorus. He's taking poison damage and I'll be able to heal up. So I figured Ho-Oh is really safe here, but he gets the crit and then he goes for another poison jab and gets the poison. So my Ho-Oh actually dies here. If my Ho-Oh had stayed alive, then obviously that's really nice, because it's going to be able to Sacred Fire the Magina. It's going to be able to beat the Crobat, and then also I can like Toxic the Cofagrigus. So it was gonna be like, it probably could have just won me the game from there. The only thing is, he does have a Magina with an Electric Terrain T-Bolt. But yeah, that definitely sucked, getting crit into poison. So I'm forced to go into my Hawlucha now. Click SD. I can't beat the Cofagrigus though, obviously. Gonna go for the Acro. It does absolutely nothing. He has Mummy, of course, and can just haze me, and now I just go for an SD because it's the only thing I can do. He Will-O-Wisp, I go for Acrobatics. He reveals the Eye Papa Berry. And yeah, like from here it's just over. I can't win the game. Can't take down the Magina. And yeah, I just have power to try and chip down the Magina. But yeah, we can't win that. So definitely, I stick by my decision to staying with the Garchomp, just because of the reason, like, if he Dragon Danced on my Switch, he was over anyway, whereas even if he was Scarfed, I had a chance of winning that game there, of course, if my Ho-Oh didn't go down. So I figured that, yeah, I stand by my Garchomp play. And then obviously, like, Ho-Oh getting crit into poison sucked. I think it could have been a lot closer. Not saying I would have won, but I think I had a good chance at it. But anyway, yeah, GG Nomura. As always, we have really close games, and yeah, that was a great game. Okay, and now my final game of the regular season. So there was, like, this is a really short regular season, right? Only 5 weeks. It was actually 7 weeks, but one of my opponents I tried to get in contact with him and schedule so many times. He didn't like respond to anyone in the league, which is, you know, whatever. So I got the 3-0 forfeit win for that. And then another one was like the last game of the season. I had already secured playoffs. Tried to set up a time with this guy and it just didn't end up working. So he ended up getting the forfeit win, which, you know, I don't necessarily get why he got the forfeit win when neither of us could really make the time, but I was fine with it, seeing I had playoffs anyway, and it didn't really change my position. So yeah, so we got one 3-0 forfeit win and one 3-0 forfeit loss. And yeah, this is the last game against Evster. So yeah, as you can see by his team, sorry, he's got a lot of threats. As you can see, he has Xerneas. It's not allowed to have Geomancy though, which is great. He's got the Xurkitree, he's got Aegislash, believe that's a Mega Zam as well. So yeah, he's definitely got a lot of problems for my team. And again, like, I don't really remember what my team is, but we're just gonna watch the sound come back when I turned it off. Okay, I don't get that, but I'm gonna leave a Fortress, go for the Toxic Spike, as he just Dazzling Gleams, which was interesting. He goes, I'm gonna Stealth Rock and go for another layer of T-Spikes because that is perfect for his team. He has no removal besides the Defog's Staraptor. Now what I can do is, like, I Volt Switch out, go into my Ho-Oh, and I can scare him out with the Sacred Fire. That was actually kind of worrying, him at +2. However, I believe Ho-Oh still lived. But I scared him out anyway. Like, I definitely probably should have switched out of the Fortress earlier. Like, I was fine as long as at +2, but +4 could have got a little bit risky there. I think I lived no matter what, but I probably should have switched out earlier. Anyway, I go back into my Fortress here. We take the Double Edge. Staraptor kills itself with the recoil. That's fine. And yeah, now that, like, I just have my layers up and the Aegislash is out, this is just really nice for me. I have Scarf Trump, so that a Scarf Circuitry can never be too big of a problem. Or like a Z move. He switches directly into his Aegislash on the Earthquake. Don't know why. Obviously it was weakness policy, but that didn't really matter. Yeah, that was very interesting on his part. So I go to Ho-Oh here. He T-Bolt crit Paras. Like, Ho-Oh just getting hacks out here. It's okay though, we have Roos. Definitely kinda sucked. He reveals to be Z, Breakneck, Blitz, Porygon, and that did absolutely nothing, which was hilarious. I think this is like a really specially defensive invested Ho-Oh, and it just took hits all day. Goes for the Hyper Beam now. Basically, what I didn't want my Ho-Oh to go down there. I didn't really know what he was going to go for, but I knew as long as I kept my Ho-Oh, my Garchomp, like Holytree was the most expendable member. I didn't really need to keep it, so. And I'm not playing for differential. I wasn't sure what he was going to go for, and as you can see, he went for the Hyper Beam, so I didn't want to leave Ho-Oh in on that. Anyway, kills himself as well. Right? Yeah. Now I can just go into my Garchomp, go for the EQ, kill the Xurkitree. Switch out into my Ho-Oh, because this Ho-Oh takes on Xerneas all day, and like, from here it's pretty much over. He goes to Zam, as I Roost. Mega Evolve, traces the Regenerator, which is pretty good. Go for a Sidekick. Parad starts Calm Minding up. Parad, like, I can't get a hit off. And, yeah, like, definitely kind of sucked. But able to pick up the kill with Sacred Fire eventually, which is great. And now I have a Muck in the back, which just kills the Xerneas. So yeah, I believe we finished the regular season. How many weeks was there? 7. So what? We finished 5-2. Was it 5-2? No, 4-3. We finished 4-3. Anyway, we made playoffs. Seeing we didn't get a top 2 position though, we don't get a bye in the first round. So yeah, I'm gonna probably end this video here, and we'll go over each playoff game in like just a separate video for each of them, because I think I can give a bit more detail into the thought process behind those, especially seeing they were like more recent and I put a lot more time into those games. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm finally back. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you for the next video. Peace.